Okay, Nasai Minasan, today we're gonna talk about Kamen Rider Geats episode 32 before watching Kamen Rider Geats episode 32. Without further ado, let us start with the trailer. Let's go. Kamen Rider Geats! Geats is fighting against Niram. What is happening? Okay. Very interesting stuff. Based on what we saw in the beginning of the trailer, we actually saw Niram fighting with Ukyo-S, and Ukyo-S is actually using the power of Boost Mark II, and later in the trailer we actually get to see S using Magnum and Boost to fight against Buffa. So we are not sure why he didn't actually use Boost Mark II, but I have a theory. A lot of people actually complain like, why would S use Magnum when he actually have Boost and Laser? And my biggest theory right here is because his Boost Mark II was confiscated by Niram itself. So it kind of like his power-up item got stolen by the game producer, something like that. That is kind of like my theory, especially like based on this trailer, it is quite obvious that S tries to challenge Niram in a duel, in a fight, and we are not sure why he actually chose to do that. S doesn't actually seem like someone that is so, how do I say, hot-headed. He doesn't seem like someone that is gonna act irrationally just because he learned the truth of the mother itself or something like that. So maybe it is just a desperation call, because this has to do with S real wish, which is to find the mom of the mom that he always wanted to look for, something like that. So maybe you could say the emotional part of this is coming from that perspective, where he finally know where the mother is, and he really want to confirm what Sparrow say is true and what Buffa and also Beroba said is true, something like that. Okay, so this is definitely a possibility to what is about to happen in episode 32. But with that being said, let's take a look at the trailer scene by scene to figure out, is there anything we can actually spot, like something missing that most of us would miss if we just look at it without going through it scene by scene. So we start off the trailer, like I said, with Boost Mark II, and Boost Mark II is actually fighting with Niram itself. Okay, so this is Niram Kamen Rider Glare, if not mistaken. Not Glare, is it Glare? Not Glare. Oh shit, what was the name of this rider again? Let me know in the comment section below. Like, he only appeared once and then that's it. We don't actually see him other than that. So really crazy stuff. But we obviously see that this Niram is actually using his chest piece to, I would assume, control some other rider itself, because he is missing the chest piece, and usually when he controls someone, the chest piece is gonna fly away, something like that. So I would assume this rider would also have similar power as Glare. Okay, so very interesting. Oh, Gazer. Okay, Gazer is gonna have the similar power as Glare to be able to control riders, something like that. So very interesting stuff. And let me move on. Oh, Jin is making a return. I totally forget about that. I really did not expect to see Jin back in action so soon. I mean, like, he make a dramatic goodbye. He give his laser riser to Ukyo-S and say that I'm gonna go back to the future, live my own life, something like that. But hey, this is another possibility on why Ukyo-S doesn't actually use Boost Mark II in the fight against Buffa itself, because Jin is back, and when Jin is back, obviously he needs a henshin item to fight in the present day, and then obviously he's gonna ask the laser riser back from Ukyo-S, and we know Ukyo-S is not able to use Boost Mark II without the laser riser, so maybe that is the reason why we actually get to see Ukyo-S using the Magnum and Boost form to fight against Buffa. But it is a really I would say thoughtful way to kind of like mix everything together, to kind of like, hey, this is the possibility of why we don't actually get to see as use boost Mark 2, something like that, okay? But that is just my theory. And Jin actually said like, hey, I'm not gonna see my S lose in a place like this just because of you, something like that. So we are not sure who is Jin talking to. It is either talking to Niram or he's talking to Beroba and Buffa, something like that. So this is a really unpredictable episode in the next week. But moving forward, I get to see S going into the room of the goddess of creation. So he finally get to see the goddess of creation face to face. We are not sure what reaction the goddess of creation is gonna give towards S or something like that. Maybe like the goddess of creation is, maybe S has the ability to directly access the power of goddess of creation, and that is gonna make him extra OP. Okay, if he can access the power of goddess of creation like directly, that is really insane. But moving on is we get to see S is like being very emotional, like he almost wanted to cry, something like that. This either happens at the first half of the episode or the second half of the episode, so definitely very interesting. But here we actually get to see Niram say like who is gonna win between the battle of Geats and Buffa, and we get to see S and also Buffa is dueling it out with one another. Really interesting. And based on what we see here, Buffa is not actually using the Jyamato rice buckle, so this is their pure form, okay, the best form of the best form between these two riders, Boost and Magnum versus Buffa with the zombie rice buckle. So that is really interesting. So yep, I think let me see what is happening here. Okay, yeah, so this is tactical finish for Magnum, and we get to see Buffa just cutting off the bullet with a single hit. Really amazing stuff. But next week is gonna be really insane and really epic, because this two battle is gonna change the story moving forward forever. Okay, so obviously S has a huge possibility that he's gonna win, but then at the same time, if they really want to make the story really like Nani the F just happened, they can definitely make S lose in the fight itself. But that is all from me. Hope you enjoy what you see here. If you like what you see, you know what to do. Subscribe, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Goodbye.